If the first game breaks, we'll get you know let us put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, do the game, after this win in. First shit again, we're here for the first minute. Can everybody give them 6 minutes?
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
It's, here it's Tennessee, so, we're going to get the best guys here. That's just every year. Every time we're out there, it's competition. Nobody has a spot, nobody's comfortable. We're all working to get better.
Just look around. You got the mountains, you got the most beautiful city in the whole entire country. The university is absolutely, looks like it's out of a storybook. It's just beautiful. People are incredibly genuine and extremely nice. It's just a place that obviously I'd want my kids to go to school. And it sells itself. You don't have to sell anything about this place. You just got to get them here. The old field of dreams. Yeah. Build it and they will come. It's already built.
Yeah, again, I think we should really have the best defensive line in the country. I feel really good about our depth that we're building. I feel really strongly about, their attitude and the determination that those guys have played with. And again, I'm not even talking as much about football, just great guys. They're great human beings and, they've really worked hard. And, as coaches, we want to see guys develop and reach their full potential.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talkin VAWLS that my guy Boogie Bentley runs, so shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here.
Do you remember when we fell in love? I remember, don't worry. Do you remember? I remember how it all began. How could I ever forget? It's the first time. Do you remember? I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. I can feel it in hands. I can feel it in time. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. We fell in love. You remember the time. How could I ever forget? You remember the time. We fell in love. You remember the time. How could I ever forget? Coming in the air tonight. We fell in love. You remember coming in the air tonight.
The first time we our best time, it turned into nighttime. I'm sipping on a fine wine, shining like the skyline. Wish I could rewind time and replay it in my mind. Replay it in my mind. Oh, oh. They'll never know this love and how it feels. I never thought love at first sight could feel so real. You brought emotions out I couldn't feel.
Good Wednesday evening. Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. He's Coach Jay. Coach, we that old saying we got around here? We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not professionals. We're not. I think that's we put that into effect tonight. Like I feel like I don't even know how to start the stream tonight. We're off on the wrong foot. I feel like we should start over.
Yeah, hey, start the whole thing over. I'm over it. Yeah,
should we just call it a wrap? You want
wrap it up? Yeah,
all right,
we're out.
We got a show to do, Coach Jay. We can't call it wraps. We got four-star edge rusher Jayden Loftin in the house. Going to be a fun interview. We got to talk about SEC Media Days. We got some recruiting. To talk about. This class of 25, I'm pretty excited about the way it looks right now, and I'm really excited about the way it could look maybe 5 weeks from now. And Big David Sanders had some news drop today. We're going to get into that. Coach Rice is going to be jumping on. We're going to talk some recruiting. But we got to talk the man of the hour. We got to talk four-star edge rusher Jayden Loftin here in just a second. Let's see who's in the chat. Let's see if anybody – they may have left. They may be so mad at me for the way the show started. Dakota's here, says go Vols. Shane Mountain is here, says he's ready for some football. Look at this, Mr. Loftin. We call him Mr. Loftin. James Loftin becomes a member of the channel. You know what I love, Coach Jay? when the family rides with us. I don't care what the experts or the insiders think about us knuckleheads. When the family is riding with Talkin VAWLS, you know we're winning. So shout out to James,
right.
Mr. Lofton, for becoming a member of the channel. Old Smokey, been a member for 20 months. We appreciate that support. Matt's in the house, says go Big Orange. Patrick Killian is here, dropping those custom Talkin VAWLS emojis. Barrett Ridley says GBO foul means in the house. You know what? He wasn't. Coach Jay, he wasn't here last night because he was playing.
Video games. He's practicing.
Yeah,
he saw what happened to Coach Jay on little practice. Yeah. He was like, if Coach Jay, being a coach, came in on little practice, got whacked, what's gonna happen to little foul Ming? And he was in there practicing. So
all those people that have been talking trash to me on Tuesday nights, all of a sudden they're gone. They got nothing. They saw what happens. You run that mouth, you don't want that smoke. Although Jamal Wallace gave me that smoke, but that's a story for another day. Foul Ming for 5, cultivating championships. Welcome to the family, Jaden. Shout out Foul Ming. Appreciate the super chat. The tip jar is open. All door fees are welcome. MG Way, been a member for 13 months. We appreciate that support. Also drops a $5 super chat and says, good evening, everyone. Thank you, MG Way. We appreciate that, brother. Let's see. Did I miss one? No, we got Old Smokey. All right, we're caught up. Let's get to the man of the hour, 4-star edge rusher, Tennessee commit, Jayden Loftin. What is up, my friend?
How are we doing? How are we doing?
You ready to go? You see how professional we are around here. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it clean. We're gonna keep it professional. But we do appreciate you taking the time to come on here. Anytime players commits want to come on and interact with the fan base, because that's what this is. We get excited. But you guys in the chat, you guys got to give it back to him. I've got all of his socials in the description below. Go follow him on Twitter. Go follow him on Instagram. Go check out his On3 profile. All that good stuff. We got to give back to him. But we ask the hard-hitting questions here. We deep dive the important things. So that's where I want to start. I want to start with EA Sports College Football 25. Are you playing it? Did you get the early release? Are you going to be playing it?
Oh my God. Yo, it's funny you say that. Hold on. Give me a quick second.
Right there, right? It's ready to go.
In the background. Yeah. He had to
pause. I'm right there, locked in.
He had to pause the game. He's like, I wish I had
in the league, man.
I had to.
Man in the league.
I had to. It's the game of the year.
I guess you had it since Monday afternoon.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
What do you like about it? What are your favorite things? What are you playing right now?
So what I like about it is like the movement in the game is way different than Madden. Like the way you could just shift in and out of cuts, that I do like. I've been playing a lot of Road to Glory. Got to get my quarterback. Got to get him right. Yep. Even though I'm not too big of a fan of quarterbacks. But the video game, I'm gonna let it slide for just this one time. Yeah. I've been playing Road to Glory a lot, and me and my friends have a online dynasty. We're gonna try to rebuild a few teams, see if we could go win a natty.
So I got to ask, when you started Road to Glory,
yes, sir.
You make yourself a 5-star. You go to Tennessee.
No.
Where'd you put?
Underdog.
Oh, I like it. I like it.
I committed to Indiana.
Oh, look at this. Look at
there
this.
You go.
That was not on the bingo card.
Yeah, no.
I like it. Coach Jay doesn't want to. He talk all that smack. He comes on here and got beat. He got beat Monday night.
Hey, man, I played like one game before I played you, man. It's a 10-point game on the road. I get my revenge. That's all right.
That's another thing. The stadium,
the road environment.
Yeah, it's crazy. They can't hear you, can't do audibles, can't call plays, none of that.
Yeah, what got me was the X button on the Xbox being different than the PlayStation, because we're playing it on PlayStation. So that got me. I got Boogie with an onside kick the other day, and then promptly threw the ball right to him after pressing the wrong dang button. But I'll stop making excuses now because I look at you.
Yeah, keep making those excuses, Coach.
Yeah,
keep making those excuses.
I will.
It's just fun, man. It's something. I'm assuming when the time comes, you're going to opt in. But it's weird too, because you're so much younger. Like me and Coach Jay, we're old cats. We're the old guard.
Oh, come on.
We grew up on that game, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we played that game every year. Where you were the last time when NCAA 14 came out. What was that? 11 years ago? Do you even remember that game?
I used to play it all the time. My uncle actually told me about it. He put me on the Xbox 360. I used to play all day. So I'm glad they finally dropped it after so long. We've been waiting. The past few years it's coming out, nothing, and we finally got it, and it lives up to the hype. It really does.
There you go, man. So when you're playing the game, I know on offense, right, everyone plays quarterback, but on defense, Are you the type to just kind of sit back till the ball gets thrown and then you pick the close player, or do you kind of play a position? Do you like go to the
All right.
DN and try to get the
Yeah,
quarterback,
no,
play
yeah,
middle
yeah.
linebacker? What you doing?
So I never ever use the D line because
Okay.
when me and my friends play, you basically cheating because you get to do whatever you want to the O lineman, and it's pretty much easy to get a good pass rush move. So I usually use the middle linebacker, roam around the middle a little bit, see anything coming across. But if the guy I'm using isn't close to the ball, then I'll switch on to like a safety. Got to go get that.
There you go. There you go. Love it.
James Pierce is a cheat code too. If you play with Tennessee, I mean, it's ridiculous.
I just played my friend with Tennessee, and he was in the backfield every play.
He's unstoppable. It's hilarious. I'm
great.
excited. I'm excited to see what James does this upcoming season. But let's kind of jump into it. We are going to talk some football tonight, but I also want to talk a little bit about life, about you, about your story, all kinds of different things. But I want to start. I was talking to your uncle. He kind of helped set this up. We were texting back and forth. He told me that you were a communications major, and that was part of your excitement to kind of jump on. You got the charisma, the personality. You can tell you're completely comfortable being in front of a camera, talking to an audience. But there's so many different directions you can go with a communications major, and obviously, if I had my choice in life, Coach G is going to develop you and you're going to go to the league and we're going to celebrate that. But if it's not football and it is communications, is it marketing? Is it HR? My mind immediately goes to media. Do you know anything specifically you want to do with that?
It's kind of like what you're doing now, having a podcast, being able to talk about what you love, and just being able to, reach a certain audience and inform people about a certain topic.
It's so intriguing too. Because I didn't do any of that. I didn't go communication. I worked for a freaking corporate America for 22 years. I did this as a hobby and just grew into it. And it's like when I look at a communications major, I'm like, oh my gosh, because there are so many different angles, right? So if this is what you want to do is be in front of a camera or a microphone or whatever the case, you're going to learn about marketing. You can be your own boss, right? Because you can do your own marketing, your branding, your social media stuff. So there's so many different ways. And YouTube, man, YouTube. Yeah. Like Jamal Wallace, I don't know if you connected much with Jamal on any visits.
Yeah, I have.
He loves to be in front of a camera, and he's a natural. He's got that charisma. But let me warn you: if you start now, Coach G is going to be on you because Coach G gave Jamal the lecture. You put your face out there. You better be ready. If you miss a tackle against the Gators, they're going to be coming.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, no. So obviously, we always like to come on here and kind of talk about what it was that drew you as a recruit to Tennessee, as you get kind of acquainted with the Tennessee fans. So, we bring it up every time, right? Because every fan anywhere is always like, oh man, did they throw the bag? Is it NIL? Is it that? But maybe you could talk about what was your process like? What was it that you were looking for in a school? Was it development? Was it communications? Was it a little bit of everything? Maybe you could speak to that a little bit.
So for me, NIL, I've never been in a place where I've been needing money. It's really been my family's always made sure I was okay. So money's never been really a problem for me. It was more of what I have here, as in my training and the people I have around me. Coach G really reminded me of my trainer, Javon Parker. That was
And
volume.
All right, you're back. You're back. Maybe.
There's just a lot of good things that came out of it.
Rewind 30 seconds. You were comparing Coach G to your trainer, and it locked up a little bit. So Coach G, very similar to your trainer.
Yeah. So Coach G reminded me of my trainer. You also got coaches like Coach Eck or Coach Chop that they just gave you that reinsurance, and you have the product. You have James Pierce. He's projected top 5 pick in the draft. So it's just a reassurance thing. It was if I do come here, they're going to make sure I get to my goal, which is obviously the NFL. Yeah. And then the people, honestly, I've been twice and I haven't got a bad look yet. So
there you go.
Yeah. The people are just awesome in Tennessee.
Talk about Coach Chop, because a lot of fans, myself included, we get a stud defensive lineman, it's always Coach G, because Coach G, look, his track record speaks for itself. I say it all the time. Best defensive line coach in the country, developmental wise, recruiting wise, and like I said, you can call me a fair weather fan, orange tinted glasses, whatever. His track record speaks for itself. But talk about Coach Chop, because a lot of you guys coming in the class of 25, class of 24, they talk a lot about Coach Chop, defensive analyst. What is it about Coach Chop that you really like?
I really like, he's a family man. That's one. When I texted him Happy Father's Day on Father's Day, he said, thank you, my new son. Like that was a big thing for me, because I love to be a part of a family, because that's what I've grown up on. I've grown up on being around people that I love, people that I could trust. It's just that, and he's high energy, and I feel like I'm a high energy person. So we clicked automatically as soon as I met him. It was just like, I like this guy.
So you just knew. You mentioned, you visited in the spring. You came back for your official on June the 7th, and you still had visits scheduled. Yeah. But nope, shut it down. It was over. I saw the article. So it was during the photo shoot. Yeah. You're like, dude, did they play music? You're like, no, this is happening right now. Was that like did your family know? Did it or were you just like, no, this is I know right now this is my home?
Yeah. So I was done taking my pictures in the section that we had, and I was just walking around, and my mom called me over, and she was just like, if you want to do it, do it. And
I'm going to start to say he's in California with you, Coach, but he's in New Jersey. He's got that California internet up in New Jersey. All right, he's back. He's back.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to rewind 15 seconds.
There you go.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so it was just my family. They loved it. I loved it. And it was just like, why not? Like they had, Tennessee has everything I could ever need. You got the coaches, the people, the facilities. You have stuff like that most colleges didn't talk about. Like they have coaches to help you with like taxes and stuff. So when you do get the NIL deals, it's like what to do with the taxes. You're not about to run into a scam or run into the wrong person, because anything can happen. Once you leave, anything can happen.
Sure.
So
yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of times you kind of meet with coaches and they talk about how you're going to fit in. Man, and it's a testament to your game, because I've heard a lot of people talk about, oh man, it depending on how you grow, you could slide inside, you could play that weak side, you could play Leo. There's a lot of versatility to what you're doing, but maybe you could speak about, where you kind of see yourself on the defensive line and what position you feel like you'll fall into at the next level.
So with the weight factor is also a big thing. I've been gaining a lot of weight. Well, I've gained a lot of weight in the past few months. So I feel like I play best when my hand is in the dirt. So that playing that strong side defensive end, I'm able to get a full force out of my get off, and I'm able to see my target, on wherever the O lineman's going. That's where I feel like I work the best. But I also work very well in space. So the Leo position could also be a possibility for me. It just all depends on where my body takes me. And they didn't really tell me like, we want you here, we want you there. It was more of like wherever your body is, that's where we're gonna put you. They don't really base their scheme over like what they want to do. They base it around their players and what they have already, just so they could work with that.
Love it.
Like Coach Jay's all up in my notes over here. He's all up in my notes.
I was peeking apparently.
Well, and one thing I saw was, obviously you got a huge boost in the On3 rankings, but what I like about it, they were talking about, finally, they said they were fired up to get your size and your athleticism verified before your senior season. So I kind of had the same question about your position, but then not only that, like size-wise, they said you measured almost 6'5", 245. Like, do you have goals? And I know you're right around the corner from your senior season, so it's more football than weight room. But like, what's your goals size-wise? Your uncle had told me that you're hoping to early enroll. Like, what are your goals? Like, what weight would you like to come in as a freshman?
As a freshman, like, I don't really have a good. It's not like a set goal. I honestly, to be completely honest, I love to eat. So that may be a downfall. It may be a good thing.
I just got excited because we love to talk about food. So.
Yeah, so it's more of like a 265-ish kind of build. But I'm able to I work on my agility and stuff a lot. So being that weight and still being able to move the way I move now, because I feel like I move better now than I was when I was 225. So
I like it. Let's we talk a little football there. Coach Jay, he coaches football out there on the West Coast.
All right.
I want to talk about food. I want to talk about food and video games. And he's like, "Can we talk about your technique?" And I'm like, "I don't know what he's talking about, guys." But let's talk about you as a person. Let's talk about your life, your story, like away from football. Like you're talking to the Tennessee fan base. That's what I love about this channel. We are a community. It's not about me. It's not about Coach Jay. It's not about Coach Rice. It's not about any of the hosts of this show. It's about the Tennessee fan base. That's what this channel is. So if you could communicate to the Tennessee fan base and talk about life away from football. Again, you're going into your senior year of high school. You're a young guy. I get it. You got so much life to live. But if you could communicate one thing about who Jayden Loftin is and take as much time as you want, like what would you tell them your story is?
I love my family. Like anything I could do for my family, I'm going to do it. I have 3 little brothers and a little sister. So I just always gotta look ahead. Like, so before I do anything, I go because they follow everything I do. So it's like if I do this, is this gonna be a good thing for my little siblings to do? And I just think about that, and I go through my days, and I just keep stacking on days. I'm a very hard worker, and not just on the football field, but also in the classroom. I gotta do what I gotta do because football ends at some point. So school gotta be up there on your list if you want to do anything in life. I feel like going to college and going into what you love is a great thing for anybody. So, but other than that, I'm honestly a pretty simple guy. You know, I just like to hang out with my friends. Big believer in God. You know, God can take you anywhere as long as you talk to him, let him know what you want to do. He's going to lead you in the right direction every time. And I just started recently realizing that, like a few months ago, honestly. Like my uncle, he was the one who really told me, like, yo, like if you want to go far, you gotta this is what you should look into. He never forced it on me. It was none of that. It was more of just like a look into it, bro. Like see what he could do for you. I started praying every night before bed, and good things was happening. And now I'm committed to Tennessee. So it was a long road, honestly. It was. We went through a lot of struggles. It was a great time though. It was great learning lessons, great experiences. I'm thankful for it all, honestly.
Oh, you got the chat. You got the chat down here encouraging you to preach, let it be heard, man. Like I'm telling, and sometimes the story don't work out the way that you think it's going to work out, right? But if you still seek God and follow his direction, even if it's not what Boogie wants, if it's not what Jayden wants, guess what? You're probably going to be led in the right direction. My life is a whirlwind right now. I'm not where I thought I was going to be. But if you trust and you follow Jayden, listen to Uncle Kenny because he knows what he's talking about. Go ahead, Coach Jay, jump in here.
Oh man, it got deep. I don't know where to go now, man. But
we talk about aliens.
Yeah.
Talk about aliens.
100% to everything you just said. Number one, but yeah, let's jump into this. What's our lightning round, Boogie? Is that what we call this?
Sure, we call it whatever we want, Coach.
Our lightning round. All right, all right. Let's just start off easy. Are rats cute?
Oh, what?
Are rats cute? You know, like pet rats.
I told you we hit the hard-hitting questions here, Jayden. Welcome to Talkin VAWLS.
Wait, like a rat?
Yeah, like people pet. Yeah, people keep pet rats. You know, like okay. See, all right, cool. Your turn, Boogie. I lined it up. There you go.
I love. Hold on. Let me hit this real quick. Jeff Clabo gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. We appreciate that. Shout out to all you members of the channel. Me and Coach Jay aren't on here talking with Jayden without the membership. So think about hitting that join button. It's just $1. Mr. Lofton did the same. So we appreciate that support. Also, Chill Matt for $5 says, let's go, Jayden. Upcoming GOAT. I like it. We are creating a pipeline of edge rushers, and I'm here for it. Now that Coach Jay just took it to a weird place, what any fictional family that you would most like to join? You said you're a family guy, but now you got to pick a fictional family. It could be a cartoon family, a movie, TV show, anything. What fictional family you want to be a part of?
I see the Avengers as a family. Does that count?
I'm a comic book nerd, so I'm here for it.
All right, I'm picking the Avengers because I'm safe. I'm gonna have fun. You know, I might run into a alien here and there, but you know, it happens. It happens. So I'm choosing the Avengers.
Who are your favorite? Give me your top 3 Avengers.
Thor, for sure.
At the top? Oh man.
No. This is not an order. This is not an order.
Okay.
This is not an order.
You offended me already. I'm offended.
Hold on. This is Thor, Hulk, and
he set himself up for Iron. Okay,
Spider-Man.
okay. I thought you were gonna have to put Iron Man. Who's better? Are you Team Iron Man or Team Cap?
Iron Man.
All right. I'm
Iron Man over Captain America. Switch those.
I like it.
All right, let's expand on that. So if you could have any superpower, what would it be?
I want to read minds.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh man,
that's what people are thinking.
I don't need to see that because I see it in the comment section every day. Like I know the people hate my guts, so I don't need to see that. They're all behind the keyboard and they tell me what they think about me, so it's all good. I'm good with that. You can have that one though.
Yeah, no,
you can have that. Guess what? When you're playing in the swamp, make a mistake, you can find out what people think too. So just get ready to a whole different level. All right, this is the question I'm proud of. I pulled this one out. This one Coach, I told you. This I love this question. So it is a zombie apocalypse. The world is gone. You got to build a survival team. It's going to be you and 3 other dudes that are committed to Tennessee in the class of 25. And then you got to find a leader. You got to find a leader, and it's got to be a current coach on the Tennessee coaching staff. So I need a leader and 3 teammates that are going to help you in the zombie apocalypse. And why? I need some details. I need some details here.
The leader off rip is Coach G.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Just because of he knows how to get his point across, and when he has a plan, he's gonna get that plan done. So Coach G is my leader for sure. Let's see. I'm taking Big Doug on my squad for sure. Probably Ethan Utley. And
he's got that little dog in. He's got some dog in it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go probably JB, Justin Baker.
There you go.
That's my squad.
If you missed the Justin Baker, if you missed the Justin Baker interview, go back and give it a watch. He was a fun conversation too.
Yeah.
So Douglas Utu, Ethan Utley, and Justin Baker. I like it with Coach G leading the way. Coach G
leading the way.
Look, you ready to be yelled? Have you been yelled at by Coach G yet?
No, not yet.
But you've seen him in practice though, right?
Oh yeah. He's insane.
Yeah, let's go.
But you don't think he would be like that because he is crazy.
I always tell him talk about Coach. Yeah, X a different level of intensity. But I talk about Coach G like I'll say something about Coach Garner. My wife's like, I don't know who you're talking about. Like she knows Braylon Staley because he came on the channel. She loved him, and she knows Shady Hayward because he was on recently.
Okay,
and then she's like, okay, Coach Garner, what? But I'm like, he's like the picture perfect. Like I want him to be my uncle. Like I want Coach G to be my uncle. Yeah. That's what I want. That's what I want. All right, take it away, Coach Jay.
All right, cool. I've got maybe a fun one here for the chat. All right, so it's a little bit of a hypothetical, but let's say I don't know if you've ever seen. There's an old '90s movie called The Good Son, right? Where this lady's holding 2 kids off the cliff, and she got to pick whose life she's going to save, right? So say in one hand you have the Alabama football program, in the other hand you have the Florida Gator football program, and you can only save one. Which program's falling off the cliff and dying forever, and which one are you saving?
And why is it Georgia that Coach Jay didn't include?
We can include Georgia. Throw them in there.
They're already off the cliff. They're off.
They're already. They're done.
They're already off the cliff. Yeah, there you go.
I think I'm not gonna lie. Bama gotta go because we're gonna just torture. We're gonna torture Florida for the rest of their being. So
there you go. Yeah. There you go.
I like it.
Bama gotta go.
Harlem the artist. I think this is another family member, isn't it?
Yes,
is that a family member?
Yes, sir. That's my uncle.
Is that Uncle Kenny?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought he usually came in under his regular name.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out Harlem the artist. Appreciate the membership. And then I think we got another. Is this another family member dropping a super sticker? It is. I don't know what it is. It looks like they're juggling. I don't know if they're juggling or they're eating ice cream. I can't tell, but it's a $10 super sticker. We appreciate the support. Thank you for that. All right, a couple more questions, and we're going to get you out the door here. We always talk about food, and it's usually Coach Jay that does it, but he didn't bring it up, so I'm going to bring it up. What's your go-to meal? What if you could have anything? Hamburger, steak, like what's your go-to meal?
I eat Chipotle. Yeah, there we go.
What's the order?
Yeah, build the burrito. Right. Yeah,
I got. You already know burrito double wrapped with white rice, black beans, double chicken, queso, sour cream, and cheese.
Oh, it sounds amazing. A side of guac, dip in some guac. Sounds amazing.
Yeah. Or you can get the new mix of vinaigrette and sour cream. Mix those together.
Switching it up.
Great.
Have you seen the dude on Instagram that's eating Chipotle every day for 1,000 days? He pops up in my reels all the time. Yeah, like it's like, what an original idea! And like the dude quit his job, living the dream. I'm like, go get it, man. But what happens on day 1,001? Like, I got to go back to work? I got to go back to work.
Or maybe he's going to find a new restaurant to eat for 2,000 days.
There you go.
There you go.
Are you like you said you like to eat? Do you like to cook or just eat?
I can cook. Do I like to cook? Let my mom handles all the cooking. Like I try to cook, and she'll be like, "No, get out," and she'll kick me out and finish the meal. So, like I could cook, but when I'm home alone, I'll cook because can't do nothing else.
Oh, I do have to ask you another question. I was told to ask you who the best athlete is in your family.
Oh yeah, Mackenzie, my 7-year-old girl cousin.
There you go.
Was Uncle Kenny looking for Uncle Kenny? Was that what he was looking for?
No.
He's like, you got to ask him this. I'm like, Uncle Kenny's looking for some attention. He wants to be told he's the best athlete.
No. His time is ended. He'll be all right. But yeah, she plays like 4 sports. Oh, maybe more. Yeah, more. I think it's football, soccer, baseball, karate, and I got to be missing something. Yeah, but she plays a lot of sports. She's just she sees me playing sports. She sees her dad all over the place with sports, and she's just with it.
There you go.
All right, Coach Jay, take us out the door. If you want to go more serious, go more serious. You want to do rapid fire, do rapid fire.
We'll bring it back to football real quick. All right, so defensive end. What's your go-to move, man? Swim move, dip and rip, bull rush, chop spin, bull slip, chop. What are you going to? What are you going to? It's that crucial down late in the game. You need to get to the quarterback.
Crucial down. So I'm getting off the ball. Boom. I'm a big inside, quick jab step, come back out with a cross shot for sure.
There you go. Cross chop.
If that doesn't work, I'll just counter off with the spin. So.
There you go.
Coach Jay licking his chops because he said all that
stuff. Cross chop and chop spin. I'm feeling it, man. I love it. I'm here for it.
Yes, I like it, man. I got 500 more questions that we could ask you. I wanted to try to embarrass you and ask you about your girlfriend, all that stuff. That's what I did to poor Braylon Staley. I said, "What do you do?" He's like, nothing, man. I don't like video games, movies, TV. I said, "You got a girlfriend?" And he lit up like a freaking 6-year-old. I was like, all right. But we'll let you get out of here. We got almost 200 people watching this interview. Appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to continue to talk recruiting. We're going to take a look at SEC Media Days, all kinds of fun stuff coming up. But I want you guys to do me a favor, and that's go show Jayden some love. Go show Jayden some love on Twitter, Instagram. Go check out his huddle film, all that good stuff. Let's get behind this kid. These guys volunteer their time to come on and hang out with us, the fans, the fan base. Like, yes, they're going to the media, they're doing the interviews, but they want to engage with the fans. That's why Jayden came on the show tonight. So we appreciate you. We are behind you. Would love to get you back on. We could do an hour, man. Just ripping. Let's do it. The invitation's there. We'll definitely. Oh, you're 100%. 100%. You're welcome to come back on.
Yes, sir.
I hope you have a great senior season of high school football. Enjoy it, man. Enjoy that senior season. But the floor is yours. I want you to speak to Vol Nation. Anything you want to say, the floor is yours.
I'm home. I'm ready to work. I'm ready to bring back to what Tennessee used to be. Let's go get that natty. Let's go do what we got to do. We got all the pieces. it's just time to go take it.
I love it, man. I love it.
Awesome.
A natty is in our future. And I got chill bumps because I saw the natty in 98 and I saw a whole lot of miserable coaching. And now we got a dude. We got a dude that has been there and done that, and he understands what it takes to win at an elite level. I think he's recruiting the right pieces of the puzzle, and I think he is a mastermind on the field with the X's and O's. So I'm excited about the future. Jayden, we appreciate you coming on, brother.
Thank you
We will
so
catch
much.
up soon. We'll get you back on here and we'll have some fun.
All right. Go Vols.
All right. Have a good night, brother.
Go Vols, man. Take it easy.
Sure.
Got it.
He upped the ante, Coach Jay. He upped the ante. He came on and had more charisma than you and I. That's not fair.
I know. And he doesn't think rats are cute.
I think you confused him with that one a little bit.
That was my goal, though. I was trying to
like,
break it up. You know what I mean? Like, just
like,
change the. He's like, Coach Jay's a weirdo, man. Like, I'm not coming back on this channel again. What's wrong with him?
Y'all talk to everybody else about food and movies and I think rat. He's like, what are you talking about? Like those, what? What's a rat? All right, we still got 200 people watching live. We're going to talk some recruiting. We're going to talk SEC Media Days, whatever you guys want to get into. But I need you to do me a favor and smash the thumbs up. I need you guys to share out the link, let people know we're live. And you can also go check out the Talkin VAWLS merchandise. I wasn't sure about this shirt. I like it. I like the font. I think it looks clean. And then I got it in the mail and I was like, this shirt is great. So if you like recruiting with Boogie and the coaches, go check that out. Bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That link's also in the description below. Cultivate merchandise, Talkin VAWLS letter themed. It is all there. Again, that link's in the description below. Also, shout out to you members of the channel. You can hit that join button for just $1. $1 goes a long way. We would appreciate the support. Also, the fan call-in shows are coming back. As soon as we start fall camp on July the 31st, we're going to do a fan call-in show the Sunday after. Talkin VAWLS Elite and Higher get the link first. So if you want to be a part of that, get in where you fit in. Again, just hit that join button if you're on the inferior iPhone. Like if you have an Android, you don't have to worry about it. If you got an iPhone, it's a problem and it's a hassle. You got to pull up a computer, laptop, whatever. You can click the link in the description, get signed up. Then you can come back to your inferior iPhone and you'll be a member. So shout out to all the members of the channel. We appreciate you guys. Let's get Coach Rice on here. Man, I'm sweating. He brought so much energy. Like I am sweating. Where do you rank that one, Coach Rice?
Hey, that was top. That was, I'd say, number one.
That was a good one.
That was up
really
there before the mess before. Yeah, no, that was a great interview, man. I really enjoyed Jayden. I thought, man, his personality, you can see why he's going to fit the culture at Tennessee. I mean, that's what Tennessee recruits, and I'm looking forward to him being on Rocky Top.
Charisma, dude, and even getting away from football and culture and all that type of stuff. Communications major? Are you kidding me? Like he was born to do something in communications.
And there's another one that was very well spoken. I can't remember which one it was. You don't see that in many kids these days. Put them on a screen. They're not very comfortable with being themselves, and you can see the genuine personality coming out of Jayden there, man. That kid's a rock star. Looking for him to be on Tennessee roster, and I know Coach Heupel and Coach G ready to make that dude a beast, which he's already a beast. But I think I'm talking James Pierce type beast, where that dude's gonna wreak havoc on Saturdays.
Let's talk recruiting. Let's talk a little recruiting. And
I'm here for it.
Like SEC Media Days, I've got it pulled up, but it's like 27 minutes of listening to Heupel probably not say anything because he covers everything up. I would much rather talk recruiting. And let's start. I made a video on it earlier this morning, but I think it's worth talking about. I always I make videos and talk about things, and then I want people to comment in the comment section and engage in it. And it's kind of the same thing when you guys come on, right? I make a video and voice my opinion, but I don't know what you guys think. So I wanted to hear what you guys think. And this was this morning's video. Steve Wiltfong put out that David Sanders will be on the road next week for more visits going into his decision coming up on the 17th of August. And there was a quote in the article from his mom that said, "We're in the process of getting all the dates in order. We'll talk to David, see where he wants to go for that last final impression." And then this is where it kind of raises an eyebrow. If he has the opportunity to get to more than one, then we want to. So, Coach Rice, when you hear that, when you hear if we can get to more, we're going back on the road. If we can get to more than one, we want to. It sounds like there's one place he wants to get back to, and then if he can take more visits, he will. And I've seen what I see Legacy in the chat talking about Austin Price. Austin Price has said Tennessee's obviously working the phones, trying to get him back here. Me and Coach Jay, before we went live, both kind of said, is it Nebraska? I think Georgia's out of it. Ohio State, Tennessee, he's visited multiple times. Is it Nebraska, or is it going to be Tennessee, Ohio State, and Nebraska?
I personally think Nebraska's out of it as well. Why? If he is that close to Dylan Raiola, why have they not been as much buzz up until this point? It's all been Tennessee and Ohio State. And I know I was watching the Swain thing just a little bit ago. Say AP even said on there that he still thinks that there's a chance he don't take a visit. Is that just them, maybe something coming of it and them saying, like the college is saying he's going to try to come take a visit? I don't know, but if he takes a visit to Ohio State and doesn't take a visit to Tennessee, that's going to be the only circumstance I will be worried. If he takes visits to Ohio State and Tennessee, I'm not worried. But if he takes a visit to Ohio State and doesn't take a visit to Tennessee, that's a red flag. If he takes a visit to Nebraska and doesn't visit the other two, I'm not worried. I just think Tennessee's got and Ohio State's got more to offer to David Sanders. And I think relationships is just too key to him and his family. So the bonds he's built with Ohio State and Tennessee, I think, are just too big. I think it's going to be a two-team race coming down to August 17th. And I still like where Tennessee is because of just everything reading about. I know Ohio State mods and people will say, oh, he's coming to Ohio State. Well, Austin Price don't miss much, and he is yet to say anything a way that David Sanders, he don't like the way it's said. He still says that there's a chance he could go to Ohio State, but he says he likes where Tennessee stands. And reading between the blurred lines there, I like where Tennessee stands.
That's why his job sucks. He's so good at it. He's so good at what he does. He really is. And a lot of what I do is speculate on what he says, right? Because that's what fans do. And that's why it's fun to speculate on what he says versus what Wiltfong says versus Simmons or whatever. But what do you think, Coach Jay? How do you unpack all this?
I mean, the only reason I thought Nebraska is it's really the only team he hasn't seen. So maybe go take a free trip and see a buddy, You would think by now he's seen enough of Tennessee and Ohio State other than kind of maybe that last second elevator pitch, although you think he's heard that multiple times by now. But hey, man, we say it on here all the time. These are 17, 18-year-old kids, man. They're going to change their mind multiple times. You've got two schools with a heck of a lot to offer, in tradition, in NIL, in development, in just everything, man. Two absolute blue bloods. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this David Sanders recruitment shakes out at the end. That's for sure. I think the delay, it naturally kind of makes all Tennessee people a little uneasy just because we felt so strongly about where we sat when it rested. And I certainly think it will make everyone nervous if he goes somewhere else and doesn't visit Tennessee. Is he placating to a counter offer or something like that? Or is it just something, smaller that he wanted to hear from a coach that was important?
Is it going to make a commitment video, like a live ham commitment?
That too.
That's why I'm saying going to Ohio State, not coming to Tennessee, that's got me,
it would make everyone nervous.
that throws up a massive red flag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I'm with you there. I'm
Yeah, I mean,
definitely with you there.
And we'll see where it ends up. He may be visiting Tennessee, and then that makes me think, like you said, is he coming to record a commitment video with AP? Like, what is he coming to meet with the coaches? Is he coming to finalize an NIL deal? Is he coming to sign an NIL contract because it's done and it's over, and he's committing to Tennessee? It's like Coach Rice said, if it's somewhere else, it all depends on where that visit is at. If it's Nebraska, is it just a visit? But like, you know, Coach Jay, you said a free visit. I mean, this is an unofficial. He's already taken an official to Nebraska, so it's on the family's dime to fly out there to Nebraska to take that visit. So are the gears still turning? That's my question, because everything was coming out of the officials. He was going to take some time off, get away from everything, and then he was going to make that commitment on the 17th. So is this an NIL counter? Look, NIL is a real deal. Anybody that says David Sanders only cares about money is not following what David Sanders is about. Like Coach Rice said, he's all about family and relationships. And you know, we heard Jayden just say it, talking about how, you know, my family is okay. Like we have money. I'm not chasing money, and some kids need it, right? I'm not judging or criticizing. There are kids out there that need that money. Like I can get $5 million right now, and I can take care of my mom. I can take care of my uncle. I can take care of whoever. Some kids need that. And who are we to sit here and criticize those kids that came from nothing and have nothing versus a kid like David Sanders seems to be? I don't think he needs anything. I think he's all about relationships. I think he's all about development and his future as an NFL player. So there's so many layers to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. And, you know, like, and when you're talking about this kind of a player and the amount of NIL they command, listen, all those things can be more important and the money still matter. Like if you've got two competitive job offers and you love everything about both companies, right? Like maybe you like Corporation A just a tad bit better than Corporation B, but you also love Corporation B, but Corporation you know, B is going to pay you $2 million more. That matters, right? That's going to matter when you take a job, period, even if it wasn't the most paramount thing you were looking for when searching for which company you wanted to work for, right? So,
yeah,
you know, that's all.
My thing is, like, just added on to the Tennessee optimism. Is he out tagging and you know, on
commenting
Instagram,
and interacting,
and interacting with the other Ohio State recruits, other you know, everything that happens positive Tennessee, like
a baseball national championship.
Yeah, baseball national championship. Something positive with a football player, or like the other day with Travis Smith, he did on it, and like that's where my Tennessee optimism kicks in. That's where I think I think we're leaning right now. If he, you know, if he makes that decision and he's going to make a visit to Tennessee, and that's the only place he visits, it's locked. It is locked.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
If he goes to Ohio, that's, like I said, that's the only red flag I got. I don't see that happening, but if it does, us as Tennessee fans gotta be ready, because that means they put to throw the boat at Josh Petty if David Sanders doesn't come to Tennessee.
I still think he's a ball. I know both of y'all do too. And I speak for you guys, but I'm just following AP's lead, and then forming the narrative off of that, right? It's my narrative has been that Tennessee's always the constant.
Yeah,
Tennessee, Clemson, Tennessee, Georgia, Tennessee, Ohio State. Tennessee's always been the one that he's been, you know, in his top of the top, whatever you want to call it, his top 4, top 2, top whatever. It's always been Tennessee as a constant there. Look, we still got over 150 people watching live. We appreciate you guys. 156 people watching in the middle of July. 3 idiots talk about Tennessee recruiting. That's what I'm all about. We appreciate you guys. Hit that thumbs up. You can still share out the link. We would appreciate it. I'm trying to get Shady Hayward scheduled. Shady wanted to come back on the channel before his commitment. We're looking at next Wednesday, but he said he was going to be traveling. I may change it to a Sunday. I told him, I said, whatever you need to do, we're trying to get Shady back on on the channel. So we'll see what happens there. But let's talk about the next one. Let's talk about the next commitment for Tennessee, a Tennessee target, and that's 4-star linebacker Christian Gass coming off the board on Saturday, just a couple of days away. South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee. It's really Georgia and Tennessee. USC, the West Coast USC. Did I just say South Carolina? I did, didn't I? I did.
Yeah.
They're basically comparable programs, pretty much have the same type of history, legacy. Don't you think, Coach Russ? Like, don't you think? Like pretty comparable.
You just pinched a nerve with somebody.
I mean, I think it's pretty comparable. South Carolina and the Trojans.
I mean, I'm no Trojan fan, but
you're not. I'm not an App State fan either.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Anyway,
I mean, 8 Heisman, 8 national championships.
Talking Trojans. Here we go.
I don't know about that, but
all that SC in South
you
Carolina.
baited me. You like,
boom,
put that poll out there. I took it.
All right, Christian Gass coming off the board on Saturday. 247 Sports shows 10:38 in the morning. Surely that's not accurate. We'll see. I'm going to keep an eye on it. We plan to go live if we can. If we can't, we'll have a video ready to go. But it's Tennessee, Georgia, really, more than anything. What I liked was AP said just recently that the Vols have a full tank of gas. And a little birdie in my ear told me that Georgia is not too happy. So there's this narrative out there with Georgia fans that Travis Smith wasn't a take, that they recruited over him and all this nonsense. Jayden Loftin, not a take. We recruited over him. That's why he's on flip watch, yada, yada, yada. Georgia's pissed because Tennessee landed Travis Smith, and they're pushing all their chips in on these battles. Juan Gaston, Christian Gass. It's a big one, but I like where Tennessee's at. Coach Jay, what do you think about Christian Gass, where the Vols are at in this thing?
I like them, and I like where the Vols are at. I think we get both of these linebackers in the boat, and we continue the hot streak. If you look at our linebacker room right now in this class, it's obviously kind of a little bit thin, and I think we're going to press hard at that position at the end and kind of end this thing with great balance in this class, which is what you want to see. But I'd be super, super happy with Gass and Blotty. So I'm super excited about the commitment. You got to feel good about Xing USC out because the commit's early in the morning like that. Although last time we had an early commit like that and said that the West Coast team got him. So
the Gamecocks have no chance is what you're telling me.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not a little worry here. We just got to keep them away from the Bulldogs. And then, after the Bulldogs miss out on him, they can make a bunch of excuses, and Retro can tell us about how he wasn't a take, and Kirby gets every linebacker he wants, and he's got a magic wand and all that kind of stuff. But I think we did a good job closing late with Christian Gass.
Yeah, I think they did real well. I like if we land him and Perlotti. I love this linebacker class to add on to the linebacker class we got the last 2 years. It just continues the depth building that we're getting in that linebacker room. I know Coach Jay, being a linebacker himself, loves every second of it. Elite speed and athleticism with some bullies. I know that term is used lightly these days, but in football, that's what you want to be. And so that these two linebackers, specifically Gass, I think he's a Vol. I think just everything on the Georgia boards and Tennessee boards and the national media guys, it's all pointing to the guys in orange. So I'm liking where we're standing. And, one thing I want to add, talking about all these guys, the momentum, how big is that momentum come August 17th in David Sanders' mind if he hasn't made up his mind yet? How big is that momentum, the ride Tennessee's riding going into August 17th? You're talking about 4 or 5 commits, all before Faison Brandon being a massive one, who I think is a Tennessee Vol, up until August 17th. Does that play a role in this? I think it may play a small role if he hasn't made up his mind yet. But there's also a part of me that thinks he made up his mind 2 months ago, And
I think so too. But you can also think he's leaning Tennessee. He thinks it's Tennessee, and it's like, okay, look at the run that they've been on.
yeah,
I didn't really. I knew how big of an opportunity Tennessee had, and I've been preaching it for a while. You know, this July into early August run. They have 8 guys right now in the On 300. 8 guys
yeah,
committed. In the
yeah,
next 4 to 5 weeks, that number could be 13 or 14.
yeah.
Like there are a lot. Travis Smith was the first domino. Christian Gass, top 300. Shady Hayward, top 300. Juan Gaston, man, I don't know what to think because I keep putting him and like Douglas Utu in the same boat. I never bought into Douglas Utu coming here. Then he commits to Tennessee. Juan Gaston's the same type of deal. Like the national narrative is it's Georgia, it's Georgia, it's Georgia. AP keeps saying it could be Tennessee. So I don't know what to think about that one. But Christian Gass, I think he's a ball. Shady Hayward, I think he's a ball. Juan Gaston, that's a 50-50. David Sanders, right up there. Jayden Perlotti, that's a vol. Onus Conanbanny, that's a vol. Looks like early August for him. So you take those 5 right there, you go from 8 to 13, possibly 14 if you add Juan Gaston. So that's I don't think Tennessee can get to a top 5 class, but I think they can get around 7, top 7.
7 or 8 is my, the whole off season we've talked about. This could be the class that Tennessee gets to the top 5. But in reality, you got to throw things in reality sometimes. And you got to realize maybe this ain't the class where you're throwing all your marbles in. Yes, you want to go get a top 8 class, top better class. But look at the opportunities you also got in 26. There's going to be guys coming off the board this year, and there's going to be even more coming off with the next 2 classes being massive senior classes. I think next year you're looking at 30 guys you can bring in, being the number, like with recruiting, the word I'm looking for, being lower, and more roster spots being available. So I think 25 is a class that if we get top 8, Tennessee fans should be happy.
Yeah. Trying to confirm this, I saw somebody in the chat said that Anna Adams reported that Christian Gass is coming off the board at 1 p.m. Is that what they said? I can't. That says 1 p.m. Somebody said AP said 12:30. So we'll continue to track it down.
Eastern. Yeah.
Are you see that for a fact?
AP said 1 o'clock Eastern.
AP. Okay. Somebody said 12:30.
No, he said on his Swain event video, he said 1 o'clock Eastern.
Okay. So if the commitment's coming at 1 o'clock Eastern, we'll go live at 12:15. We'll do some film breakdown. We'll get into it. We'll talk about it. I don't know if these 2 guys are available or not. I'm putting them on blast live on air, but we're covering it one way or the other. If I'm sitting here by myself, I'm going to be covering the commitment of Christian Gass. Coach Jay, I cut you off to hit that time, but what do you think?
Just speaking of the top 8 class thing, and like we all said, there's part of this thing that, of course, needs to be weighed into it with the transfer portal, and then, Tennessee's going to save space, like we've talked about, for that 1, possibly 2, more likely 1 in this class, late bloomer in that class. Who is that kid? How hot is Tennessee during the season? And what do those options look like? I know a lot of us feel like that could be a pretty dang good option based on what Nico does. How does the class continue to shake out? Does GMAC, get some of that classification back after his actual season happens? Where do some of these recruits fall at the end of it? All that's going to play a part in the end optics. But to keep beating that proverbial dead horse, it's going to come back to evaluation and development every single time. And then, of course, that kind of final piece of the puzzle. How does the transfer portal fit into rounding out the holes in your classes as you move forward?
Let me hit this real quick. Red Rum Man becomes a member of the channel. We appreciate that. You guys can hit that join button for just $1 a month. We appreciate the support. Every single member, whether you give $1 or $35 or whatever it is that you choose, we appreciate you and thank you for that. Also, the Talkin VAWLS EA Sports College Football 25 Dynasty still open, still have some spots. We're picking teams right now. We're about 3/4 of the way through. And then Coach Jay gets to pick South Carolina because that's his favorite team. And we're going to iron it out. We're going to get rolling probably within the next week or so. So if you're thinking about it, you got the game on the PS5, you want to jump in, you want to get in where you fit in, come check that out. Coach Rice, what did you think? Have you played it much yet? I know you picked up your PS5.
He's like, that's all I've been doing.
No, whoa. Please tell me you've not been playing while we're talking. He's like over there.
Like, yeah,
no, I wasn't playing while you were talking.
The player,
he's like David Sanders is the ball.
No. Yeah, no.
No, that's just where it was before the video started.
So what do you think of it? You like it?
I love it. As far as the new, all the new stuff is so different than what obviously 10 years ago, but it's so different than Madden. And there's definitely some things you have to do with it that you got to adjust, that if you're so used to playing Madden. I tell you what, the offense is way better than the defense. It's not that you can't be good at defense on this game. It's just the way the game's made right now, which they'll nerf it. It's offenses. There's too many wide open passing plays. Like I get guys. I've been playing online. I get guys open the whole time. Like it's the zones. There's something wrong with the zone.
Yes, zone defense is broken. It is broken.
Yeah.
You have to play man and then just hope that your guys
man.
cover. You have to right now, and that sucks because
there's some interesting zone sets that work in places out of all things, the 3-2-6. Play with that a little, by the way, guys. If you get a chance, that 3-2-6 is kind of interesting in this game.
Don't give away tips, Coach Jay.
Sorry.
Actually, just text
you
them to
gotta
me.
remember the teams we have to play with, Coach Jay. We gotta.
I know.
We gotta keep. We could be playing against Texas and Ole Miss and Oregon and all them.
I don't know. There's still some good teams available. Somebody auctioned off to be Liberty. I'm like, bro.
I know. That's who I was gonna be.
But that's what was so funny was somebody like paid. They paid to be Liberty, and then Coach Rice is like, "I'm gonna be Liberty." I'm like, "No, you're not."
MTSU,
so
here we come. No,
so funny. Oh man, I hope you guys will come be a part of the dynasty because it's going to be fun. You guys want to? Let's roll through the rest of the list. We'll kind of buzz through it, and then we'll call it a night. But Shady Hayward coming up on July the 27th. Coach Rice, thoughts?
I think he's a ball. I mean, he even the national guys. He created all that buzz, the buzzword about his recruitment. I think that's all it was. I mean, I don't think he was trolling teams. I just think he was wanting buzz around his name, which, don't get me wrong, he's a 17-year-old kid. He deserves all the respect and love that he's given on the recruiting stage. So I understand that. And me and Coach Jay, us as Vol fans, that's a guy that we want in this class because, I mean, we think Boo Carter is going to be special. Tagging him along with Boo Carter in that backfield in the secondary is nasty. I mean, just future secondary. You put him with Ricky Gibson and
Martin Gorey.
Yeah,
Jamal McCoy's only a sophomore.
Yeah, Jamal McCoy's only a sophomore.
Yeah, Ricky Gibson.
I love the way the secondary, and for all the hate Willie Martinez gets, you've talked about it several times. The guys we got as far as corners are all 3-stars, but they're long and they're very athletic and fast. If he could develop, which I know that's been another question, look out, because I think here in a few years that defense just keeps taking steps.
Right.
And I mean, Boo Carter, and which we've all talked about.
Marcus Gorey,
yeah,
man.
and Marcus
Come
Gorey.
on.
But I do think Boo Carter starts this year at some point, because I mean, even Amari Thomas today or yesterday in media day said he's going to be playing a heck of a lot this year. So I'm so looking forward to it. I do think Shady Hayward's a ball.
Agreed.
Should I just do this?
Like, it's kind of a tie.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because when you hit somebody, like the feeling of knowing you hit them in front of their family and then you just lay them out, you just be like, oh, yeah.
So we'll cover that when we got Christian Gass. It sounds like around noon, 1 o'clock. We'll cover that live. Shady Hayward is going to put out a time. We'll cover that live. Juan Gaston on August the 2nd. We kind of touched on that a little bit earlier, but Coach Shay, what are your thoughts on Juan Gaston? Tennessee, Georgia. They want him, but they're also freaking signing. They're signing and getting – they just got another prediction. Nelson hit me up on Twitter. He's like, bro, they just got another prediction for an elite offensive lineman. Like, does that mean Juan Gaston's coming to Tennessee?
It's just like you said it, man. You nailed it. It's one of those weird picks where you feel like he's going to do something weird. Is it because he's holding it close to his vest, and does he just kind of lay up and go where people have thought the whole time? But I would be 0% shocked if he ended up a Vol. I think we have as good of a puncher's chance as you can have with that kid, man. And it would be awesome. It makes you wonder, that picture that the Tennessee team took of all the offensive linemen in their dark out mode jerseys, did that picture kind of bring them together? Is that kind of a premonition that's going to end up happening? Is we're going to pull in the majority of that offensive line in that picture? If so, it's going to be nasty, man. And I think it's not as crazy as we once said. So I'm excited to see what happens in that recruitment. Hopeful, but at the same time, I wouldn't be disappointed if it went the other way. Not disappointed, but I wouldn't be surprised. Sorry, I misspoke there.
Was that prediction guy, was he a tackle or a guard? Do you remember?
I don't think that Nelson told me. He just said it was an elite offensive lineman.
Because they already got 2 interior offensive linemen committed in the class. And if that third's another guard, which I doubt it, I just don't see it either. Even if it is, I mean, Gaston, we predict can play either one. But, they say guard to start out, but he's got the length to play tackle. It's just his arms are a little shorter, so that's the reason why he's projected in as a guard.
Nelson said center / offensive guard, so interior guy.
There you go.
That'd be 3 offensive linemen if he lands him. Is Georgia really wanting to take 4 interior offensive linemen? I don't see that happening. So it may be a Marcus Harris type thing. Hey, you commit now, you're in the class. But if not, we ain't got a spot for you.
Mm-hmm.
So is it a numbers game? Is it for Georgia? Because every school plays with these numbers. You only got so many roster spots. So does Juan Gaston meet their numbers of recruits that they can bring into this class? Especially if that guy commits before him.
Yeah. I'm putting you all on blast here because it's so hard for me to recognize faces. Obviously, David Sanders. Obviously, Nick. You got Nick Moore at center. Mm-hmm. Douglas Utu.
Yep.
Is that Juan Gaston? Was it Utu and Gaston?
Utu's not there. Utu's
not
there.
No. Gaston's
it's Juan
at the right
Gaston,
tackle.
73.
Yeah.
It's Nick Moore in the center. Is Glover, who's committed to Georgia, at the number 1. It's David Sanders and Jacoby Ward is 72.
Okay, so two of those 5 are gone. I was trying to remember because Coach Shay said that. And I was like, hold on a second.
Yeah,
I got to go back.
I thought Petty was in that picture instead of the 72.
I couldn't remember that picture.
My memory just didn't serve me correctly.
This is recruiting right here.
Mm-hmm.
That picture is recruiting. And you got G-Mac in the background. Is that Justin Baker? I can't see it so far back there.
No, it's Sume Chroma.
Okay.
The guy that's between Georgia and Auburn. He came on a visit, but it don't look like it's going anywhere.
That
I
didn't
think
work
the
out
only
well,
other
huh?
running back, because it looks like Shade Milne Knight is going to Ole Miss. I hate to say
Yep.
it.
Depth chart.
I think is DeJuan Morse or DeJuan Norris, if a name that you want to look up sometime. He's a in-state guy, running back out of Nelson. You may have to help me. He's a mid-state, Oakland or Blackman High School.
Are you talking about the Oakland running back?
Oakland.
Dwayne, yeah.
He's committed to
yeah,
USC.
More.
Yeah, he's committed to USC. I forgot he's committed to USC. But
that kid's a stud, by the way.
Yeah, he's a elite athlete in space. There's talk about him coming on campus for a fall football game. So
yeah, I've been known to make it up to Oakland from time to time.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
By the way, you saying we need help from Nelson. He wasn't here when I said it though, and then he never even asked me what I said. Nelson has an open invite to be a part of the recruiting shows. That dude knows way more than a lot. He knows a lot about Tennessee recruiting.
Yeah.
Like he hits me up all the time. Nelson, the invite is there. The problem is we usually do these recruiting shows on Wednesday nights, and I think Nelson's usually at church when we first go live. But Nelson, the invite is there. You ever want to join us for a recruiting show, just hit me up and let me know. And maybe it doesn't work out timing wise and we can't make it happen. But you would be great. You would be great on these Wednesday night recruiting shows. And we'll have to change the shirt, recruiting with Boogie and the coaches and Nelson and the Twitter celebrity, like recruiting with Boogie, the coaches and the Twitter celebrity. That's what we'll change it to. He's in the choir right now. They're singing Amazing Grace and Nelson's like, I heard David Sanders is a Vol. Anyway. All right, boys. Well, we got some more. We got Faison Brandon coming up, but we've already talked about David Sanders. Coach Ross, are you going to say something before we wrap?
Well, just real quick, Faison Brandon, I've talked about him several times, and we all know Nico's elite, and GMAC's elite too. Don't get me wrong. But Faison Brandon, I've watched film on that dude. Kid is going to be a freaking stud, y'all. I'm talking like Nico elite level. And I know Coach Jay said it last week.
I was going to ask your opinion on my statement. I know you weren't in here, Coach Rice, but and those, I won't make you say it. I'll say it real quick and then ask Coach Rice again. But what I said was there's levels to blue chips, right, to those 5 stars. And it's not that GMAC couldn't end up being better than Nico. He can.
Yeah.
He could be. He could be. It's within him. But just talking about their high school game and blue chip upside and how they come across on film. What do you think of that statement that Nico's some ticks above GMAC in that level?
Accurate. Very accurate.
Yeah, okay.
I fully endorse your statement.
Okay. All right. I was curious.
But the Nico, Faison Brandon, or blue chip elite 5-star high school, like where you see these high school top guys where they're ready. They're the type guys where they're immediately ready to come in. GMAC is an elite quarterback. No one's saying GMAC is not an elite quarterback,
right?
Because he is. Yep. It's just the high school, what the high school film shows, and at the camps and everything. That's why he got the drop. No, we all know why he got the drop. I've said it because I think On3 is a little biased, but I think Faison Brandon and Nico are just a little step above at the high school level. Not saying UMAC can't be better than them at the college level. Coming out of high school, going into college, Faison Brandon and Nico are elite of the elite.
Yeah.
But that's the beautiful thing, because guess what? They're all in our quarterback room.
Exactly. And they're all And with Coach Heupel, they're all going to learn, compete, and the best one, no matter what their name is, the best one's going to be the quarterback. The best one's going to be the quarterback. I know we had a lot of fights about it last year as far as who's the best one. Nico, talent-wise, I know, throw the dart, Coach Jackson.
Yeah, I was getting ready to throw a dart at Joe.
Nico, talent-wise, was probably better. But was he ready at the beginning of the year to be thrown into that fire? I'm not saying he wasn't, but we got to trust Coach Heupel. And if there's anyone as a coach across the SEC that I trust more, it's Coach Heupel.
And we can argue that. Was he ready? Was he not ready? That's an arguable thing.
Yeah.
He's better off now. He's better off being able to sit and learn and develop and grow.
Exactly.
And that's why, man, all last year I kept saying it feels like we're in cruise control. It felt like we were just like, let's just survive year 3 and get to year 4. Right? That's what it felt like the whole year. So whether Nico should have been starting or not, none of that matters now. All that matters is 2024, and he's our guy, and we're ready to roll on and see what he can do. But we're gonna wrap it up. We got around 150 people watching. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. We would appreciate it. We'll be covering the live commitment of Christian Gas around lunchtime on Saturday. So make sure you tune in for that. I'll be tweeting out. I'll set up the stream, all that good stuff. So make sure you're dialed in, subscribe, click the bell for notification, all that fun stuff. If you rolled in late, go back and watch the interview with Jayden Loftin. We're going to get him back on 100%. We can easily get him back on. We can do another 30 minutes. We can do a full hour with Jayden Loftin. What an amazing kid. What an amazing conversation. Good fun. If you missed it, go back to the beginning and give it a watch. More content coming your way. Again, the Christian Gas commitment, Shady Hayward's commitment. Fall camp is right around the corner, July the 31st. We're going to do a fan call-in show that following Sunday night. I'm thinking about yelling at Kaner and seeing if he wants to come on. We got to do a live stream because the 31st, I think, is a Wednesday. I think it's a Wednesday. I may be wrong. I think it's a Wednesday. Coach Rice is looking. Coach Rice is going to tell me. If it is a Wednesday, I'm pretty sure it's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday.
It is a Wednesday. We're going to go live that night because fall camp kicks off. We're going to do a Wednesday night show, and then we're going to do a fan call-in show that following Sunday. Get you guys on, talk about fall camp, what we're looking forward to, talk about expectations, and then it is full steam ahead. Let me tell you something. My wife is not excited. She's like, oh, God, it's fall.
In the dungeon it goes.
It's July. It's July. It's July. It's the middle of July, and I've been live 3 nights in a row. And there's a 4-year-old just upstairs swinging off the ceiling fans, like wrecking shop, saying, "Where's my daddy?" So it's that time of year. I'm excited though because football season is here. But we are going to wrap it for Coach Jay, for Coach Rice. My name's Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.